When an avoidant has their fears triggered, they do something called deactivate. Deactivation is when the avoidant takes their feelings. When they take their feelings, especially for their partner and their emotions, they suppress them and bury them, and they no longer allow themselves to access their feelings. That's how they've learned to handle problems throughout their entire life, is to run from them, to not handle them at all, to dodge the problems, to stick their head in the sand and ignore any existing emotional and relationship stress. That's because avoidants at a young age were emotionally neglected. So they had to be fiercely independent and rely on themselves for their emotional needs since their parents and caretakers did not do so. This creates a deep fear of emotional intimacy because the avoidant learned from childhood that emotional intimacy leads to abandonment. And nothing triggers an avoidant more than a healthy partner that's consistently showing them love and pushing for emotional intimacy. So as a way to protect themselves, the avoidant will deploy deactivation strategies. These are ways to push their partner away and keep them at an emotional arm's length. The most common deactivation strategies, well, the first one is just disappearing, pulling away, not responding to texts quickly, or maybe even ghosting for days, suddenly being too busy to spend any time with the partner, barely communicating at all. That keeps the partner at a safe distance for the avoidant. Another deactivation strategy that's commonly used is cheating. It's very difficult to maintain emotional intimacy with somebody that you're cheating on, someone that you're betraying. How can you possibly be emotionally intimate with somebody that you are cheating on and betraying in both a physical and emotional manner? That creates emotional distance. It helps the avoidant feel safe. Now, making disparaging comments, mean little criticisms, poking, jabbing at the partner, that is another way to create emotional distance. That's another deactivation strategy. It's hard to be emotionally intimate with somebody that you're being mean to, and it's hard to be emotionally intimate with somebody who's being mean to you. This stage can often seem like a narcissistic devaluation. The behavior is very similar, but the intent is different. The narcissist, well, they try to one-up you. They're trying to be in the position of power and control over you. The avoidant is trying to create emotional distance, which helps them feel safe. Another deactivation strategy, which is the most painful one of all, is the discard. That's when the avoidant drops you like a sack of potatoes, abruptly out of nowhere. They blindside you. You didn't see it coming. They didn't communicate with you. They gave you no advance warning. And then when you're in pain, they show no empathy whatsoever. That's because they've taken their feelings for you. They've buried them. They've suppressed them. They're not allowing themselves to access their feelings. And it's a very painful experience. There are other deactivation strategies that avoidants can use, but keep in mind, all these deactivation strategies are designed for one purpose: to keep the avoidant safe from being emotionally intimate with their partner. Is to create that emotional distance, to keep the partner at an emotional arm's length. The harder you try to get close to this person, the more they will deactivate, the more they will run away and eventually discard. That's because this person is emotionally unavailable.